Hey there, so today I'm out at Devil's Fork on Gristfree Lake in Arkansas. I'm going to do a quick little video today here and on the Surly Troll. Some of the modifications I've done over stock and the racks and saddle handlebars I'm running. Just going to be a quick little video, and we're just going to apologize for the lighting. It's super bright out here today, and the background noise. This is a campground, so there's other campers here getting packed up, leaving today. All right, so let's get this started. And again, this is also going to be a short. This is not a review, just an overview of how I got the bike set up. All right, so the Surly Troll, size medium. I'm 5'10", and it fits me pretty good, really good. I have no complaints on that. So Surly Troll comes with 26-inch wheels. That's the big difference between it and just about every other bike. Is that's not a very common wheel size nowadays. The top tube is slanted, so that gives you more standover height, which I'll always look for that in a touring bike or a bike packing rig or whatever. The frame is gusseted at the seat tube. The frame is steel. Fork is steel. Alright, so let's start off with the tires. So I have changed the tires. The tires it came with were Surly extraterrestrial tires in a 2.5-inch wide. It's basically the same tread pattern, but I went to a Schwalbe Marathon Mondau. A little bit more. It's the same tread pattern, but more aggressive. The Schwabes are, and it's the width of the tire is a 2.15. So you do, they are a little bit smaller as far as height goes, and narrower, of course. But I really like them. They do great on forest roads. Do great on the road and everything. I got about 2,500 miles on them. Set up tubeless since I've had them, and have not had any flats, any issues like that. So I'm really happy with that. All right, so the racks I'm running are both tubeless. The front one is a tubeless Terra Big Apple. It's a low rider rack, so the bags run a little bit lower, which is, on the front, that's always a really good thing, and on the rear. The rear rack is a tubeless logo Evo, which has a little bit lower mount for the bags from the deck, which I always kind of like that because with your panniers loaded, you can still run a rack pack across it, and it sets pretty flat if you need the extra storage. And I'm running fenders. They're the Planet Bike fenders. I don't think they're Cascadia. They don't have the mud flaps on them, but yeah, that's okay. And okay, I want to start up here at the top. So I change my handlebars pretty frequently, but it seems like I always come back to the butterfly bars. Yeah, they're ugly and everything. Nobody likes them as far as the looks, but I really like riding with them. All the different handholds, I just always come back to them. The one gripe I have is you don't have really places to mount stuff, like computer and stuff like that. That's about my only gripe with those. I've ran Jones Loop with the 2.5 rise, and I've run the Jones Open H bar. No gripes on those, other than basically one handhold, unless you lay down to grab the loop. But normally you got bags mounted, everything's in the way anyway, so I just always come back to the butterfly bars. I am running a quad lock for my iPhone. That's the moto mount version, not the bicycle mount version, with the anti-vibration dampener on it. The saddle is a Brooks B67. That's the one with the springs. I really love it. It's pretty comfortable. It does help with the, like on chip seal, when you don't really feel that. You don't really feel small vibrations and bumps. And yeah, potholes, of course, you're going to feel it. But thing with Brooks, though, you got to have it set up just perfect. And so the major thing I have changed on the bike, besides the tires, is the crank. So it came with a Shimano Octalink square taper drive and a touring gear setup, which is a 48 on the big ring, 36 middle, and a 26 small ring. I have changed out to a Holotech with the external bearings and a Mountain Triple, which is a 42, 32, 22. So my 22 small ring gives me, with the 1136 cassette in the back, with that 36 in the back and the 22 in the front, that gives me like 15.9 gear inch on my low end. So I'm doing like 3.5 miles an hour. I can, with fully loaded, I've climbed as steep as around 18%. Now, yeah, I couldn't do that all day, but with that gear ratio, it really helps with the hills. Don't really notice losing on the top end, the 42 by 11. That will spin out around 25, 26 miles an hour, and that's rare I'm getting to do that. So I don't miss the 48 at all. And with the 32 middle chain ring, I find that I don't really have to use the 20, my grading gear as much, because with the 32 in the front, with the 36 in the back, you can do that. I don't try to go that far all the time, but you're greater than 1-to-1 right there. So the light I'm using on the front is a Cat Eye Volt 1700. I do carry an extra battery with that. Those batteries last forever. They got like 22-hour burn time on low, and I haven't had any problem with it overheating or anything like that using it. I think the longest I used it was like 4 hours straight running at night. The Cat Eye Omni rear trail light, that just runs off of AAA batteries, and I think I change the batteries like once a year. So the bike came with BB7s, the Avid BB7s, which are bomb-proof, cable actuated. I do carry one extra cable with me, just in case. I've only put one set of extra brake pads on since having the bike here recently. It's got 160 rotor in the back and a 180 in the front, running Shimano XT flat pedals. I ran clipless pedals for probably 8 years, and I just went to flat pedals a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, and you know what, I kind of prefer the flat pedals. I thought I wouldn't, but I really do prefer. So the hubs are Shimano Dior 36 hole, 36 spoke wheels with a 26-inch wheel. It's stout. It's stout. I mean, I weigh over 200, and I carry everything to be comfortable while camping. And yeah, they're bomb proof. I do run a little typical cheap computer. I also run a Garmin GPS Oregon 700 that I run off of a external battery that I also use to charge my phone and lights and everything else. Dior front derailleur and Dior rear derailleur with the micro shift thumbs, shifters. That's index shifting for the rear and friction on the front, which I kind of prefer. So the friction, so you can actually trim that out as you're riding. so you're not just in first, second, or third. You can actually trim it out if you're cross-chained a little bit. It does come as a top pull. It is a top pull derailleur. I don't know. I had other bikes that was bottom pulled from the bottom. I don't think one way's better. Oh, light's uneven. So Surly Troll still comes with mounts to run rim brakes, cantilever brakes, and the rims that comes with it do have brake surface. So if you wanted to go that route, you can change it over. They are quick release wheels, they are not through axle. That's the one thing. I mean, that's kind of a mix bag there. Yeah, through axles are more solid and everything, but if you did want to put a dynamo hub on the front, to find one for a through axle was really hard in years past. It's slotted in the back, so you can run everything on it. It's got mounts for everything. Roll off hub, whatever you want to do. Single speed, whatever. And then the front fork, it has mounts. So I was, for everything. You can run a front, anything cage, salsa cages, Blackburn cages, front or back of the fork. And it's got the mounts up here on the top. If you want to run a small rack, those Carradine style racks on the top. So right now I am running a riser on it, stem riser, just to get me up a little bit upright. But overall, I've been thoroughly impressed with the Troll. It's like my third touring bike. I had the REI Co-op Adventure 2.1 on a previous video about 3 years ago, which I still have that bike, and it's a good bike. It's nothing wrong with it. It's a 700, and the biggest tire you can fit on is a 50C. This will run up to a 3-inch without fenders, 2.8-inch with fenders. I'll have to get another set of rims though, because those rims are 22mm wide. So you start getting above 2.2 inch. The 2.5s that came on it were really too big for that rim, but they do work. But maybe. Alright, so this is just I'm going to end this video here. Just going to do a quick little video. Some of the things I got on the bike. I'll start doing some reviews later. Yeah, I'll try to start getting some of the reviews on the individual items. Like the tires. Of course, how much of a review can you do? But start doing some gear reviews, I guess, on my camping gear. I do run front and rear panniers right now on it, and I go fully loaded. I don't skip out on anything. I take everything I might want to use while camping, and then some. I'm not one of those weight conscious bicycle tours. And also we'll start trying to do some videos on the van. So our van, I've been in this van now for a year and a half. It's Dodge Ram ProMaster high top. Everything's a mess now, but yeah. And I do carry the bikes, my bike and the other bike, inside the van. So loading my bike up, I have to take the wheel off. I have to take the seat off. Have to rotate the handlebars up since I put that riser on, so it fits on the tray, because the tray goes underneath the bed. And so that is kind of a pain, kind of a hassle, but that is what it is. And we're gonna rebuild part of the van here in the next month or so. Like I said, we've been in it for a year and a half, and I was in a Class A before that for about 6-7 years. But there's some things we want to change on the van, make it a little bit more comfortable. I guess. But you know, we been traveling all over. Hopefully I'll get another year before I gotta work again, and see how that goes. All right, well, I'm gonna end this here, and hopefully I'll get some more videos out on gear reviews, some more touring. I've only been doing like 2-3 day long tours. Basically, I take off from the van and ride 2-3 days, and then meet Anthony somewhere else. Then we camp out there for about a week, and then when I get tired of being around, I'll take off again and meet them on down the road. All right, well, y'all have a good one, and see you on the next video.